Hello friends of Sudoku, welcome to the New York Times Hot Sudoku. Today is the 24th of February 2023. Let's get started with this one. Well, there's a couple of sevens blocking down here and there's a 7 blocking across, so this must be a 7. A 3 and a 2 and a 3 and a 2, so these are 3s and 2s. And I know that a 9 must go over here somewhere, and then 1 and the 5 also have to go down here. So 1 and a 5 blocking, this is a 9, this is a 1 and a 5, and therefore this must be an 8. And what else do we have? 1 blocking here, 1 blocking here. So one of these is a 1, and therefore 1 must go in one of these two squares here. 2, 3. Well, a 6, 6. A 6 must go over here somewhere. What is the other digit? Can we figure that out? These are 1s and 5. Yes, 1s and 5, 3s and 2s, 6 and 8. 6 and 8 for these two squares. Therefore, these must be a 1, 5, and a 7. And we have a 7 blocking over here. So this is a 7, and this is a 1, and this is a 5. I think there can be no doubt about that. These two squares must be a 1 and a 5, and these three squares must be a 4, 8, and a 9. There's a 9 and a 4 in this column, so this is an 8. And these are now 4s and 9. There's a 4 in the column, making this a 9, and this a 4. I'm being very suspicious. This may get tougher as the solution progresses. A 9 in one of these two squares here. And now suddenly it becomes a little bit more involved finding the next digit. But the usual New York thingy, we have got a 4-7 blocking over here and a 4-7 blocking up here. So these two squares have to be a 4-7 pair. But that doesn't seem to give me anything because a 5 now must go here or here. And a 6 could go anywhere. An 8 could go anywhere. And yeah, that's it. And a 9. Well, yes, hang on. A 9 blocks up here. A 9 blocks over here. So one of these must be a 9. And yeah, that's about all I can say. So we'll have to look elsewhere for the next digit, I think. Yes, and the next digit is going to be a 2 because we need a 2, 1, and a 5 for these three empty squares in column 3. There's a 1 and a 5 blocking here, so this is a 2. And these have to be a 1 and a 5. There's a 1 blocking here, so the 5 goes here and the 1 here. And now we got 1 blocking down here or 1 blocking up here. These two ones are blocking these 6 squares. So this square is a 1. A 2, 5, 6, and a 7. No, a 2, 4, 6, and a 7 for these 4 empty squares in column 6. There's a 2, 4, 7 blocking this square. So this is a 6. And we got a 4, 7 here now, right? We got the 6 blocking over. So one of these two squares is a 6. We got a 6 and a 6 here blocking across. And now this square is blocked by the ghost 6 here. So this is a 6. And that gives us a 6 for the corner cell and the 8 for the other cell that we were missing before. This column here intersects with this row. And we have quite a lot of givens. So I'll just do the caveman style counting, won't I? Let's look at this row here, for which we need a 1, 3, 5, 8, 9. 1, 3, 5, 8, 9 for the row. Now look at the 1, 3, 8, and the 5. So this is a 9. And that gives us a 9 for one of these two squares. We also have, no, we don't have any other. Yeah, hang on. No, we have a 9 for one of these two squares. So that's all we know. But let's cast another glance at row 2, for which we now only need, only is a big word here, isn't it? A 1, 3, 5, and an 8. So 1, 3, 5, and an 8. It's an 8 and a 5 here. So this is a 1 or a 3. No, I don't think it makes sense to continue out of that track. I'll have to figure out something else. So let me look again at column 7, for which we now need a 2, 4, and a 7. This is a 4 or 7, we know that. So the 2 will have to go here or here. Does that give me anything? No, it doesn't. And the 2, 4, 7 still missing for these 3 squares here in column 6. Nothing I can do here either, at least not yet. There's a pattern here that I think is going to be useful. I'm looking at the 9, 3 here. I'm also looking at the 9, 3 here, and I'm looking at the 9, 3 here. So this square cannot be a 9 or a 3, nor can this or this. So we know that these two squares have to be 9s and 3s. And the remaining 3 must be 2, 4, and 5. A 5 can't go here because of this 5 that's blocking. A 5 can't go here because of this 5 is blocking. So a 5 must go here or here. And we know that this is not a 5 because it is a 3 or a 9. So this is a 5. And the 5 blocks up here, the 5 blocks up here, making this a 5. We still need to find squares for an 8 and a 6. So these being 7 4s and the 6 blocking up here makes this a 6. And this therefore must be an 8. Yeah. Now we got a 6 and a 6 here blocking over here. And we got the 6 blocking up here. So this is a 6. This is coming together quite nicely, I think. This was a 7 4, right? And therefore this is a 7 4, except there is a 4 blocking in this row. So the 7 must go here, and therefore 7 here and a 4 here. One of these is a 2, the other must be a 9, yes. And these 3 squares must be a 3, 8, and a 4. Is that not true? Yes, no, not a 4. One of these must be a 4. That's what I was thinking. And we have a 4 in the row. So the 4 must go here, and the 2 must go here. And these 3 now have to be, it must be possible for me to do this right. A 3, 9, and a 8. And I can't place them just yet, except I know that these are 3 9s, and I know that this is a 3 9. So therefore, this one must be a 2. And we got a couple of 2s blocking across like so. And we got a couple of 2s blocking here and here, making this a 2. Still a 1, 5 here. Still a 2, 3 here. Still a 1 and a 5 here. But I think we are solving that now because we got a couple of fives blocking over, making this a 5, and therefore this cannot be a 5, it must be a 1, and the 5 must go here. Now we got this one here, and we got the 1 up here, making this a 1, and one of these now must be a 1, while the other must be a 3. And that makes one of these a 3. The other one must be an 8. So if an 8 goes up here, and we have an 8 blocking over here, and we have an 8 blocking up here, then this must be an 8, and this must be the 4 for that row. The 4 blocks down, the 4 blocks up, the 4 blocks over, making this a 4. Yes, I think that is right. The last digit here, if everything has been done correctly, must be a 7. And now we need, for these 3 empty squares, a 3, 9, and a 5. So the 5 goes in one of these 2 squares, and we have the 5 up here blocking. So this is a 5 and this is a 1. And therefore, this is a 1. And the other one, remember, that was a 3. So the 3 blocks down here making this a 3 and this a 9 because, no, this a 3 and this a 9 because they were 3, 9 pairs. The 3 blocks here, therefore this square must be a 3 and this square must be an 8, making this an 8 and this as well. I think this was a 3, wasn't it? Yes. And that will make this a 3 and this a 2, making this a 2 and this a 9, I think, yes. And there's only one digit missing here, and it's a 5. It needs to go right there. And this is a 9, making this a 9, making the last square, if we've done this correctly, a 7. Yes, everything worked out nicely. This puzzle was quite fun today. It wasn't always obvious where to place the numbers, but we managed. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you will come back for more soon. Thank you for watching and bye for now.